Hello, I'm filming a video on the new 500mm F4U from Volantex RC. I have it next to their other current latest generation, which is the V2 400mm version. And right now I have it on a scale so we can get the weight. So we have 113 grams without a battery. Let me try to balance this properly. And 134 with a battery. And then let's go to the V2 quickly of the old generation. We're at 46.8 grams. I modified my V2 a little bit to be a little bit lighter, but the new 500mm version is over double the weight, as you can see. I thankfully haven't had to do much of any modifications to this plane, unlike my other smaller F4Us or my other smaller planes from Volantex. I had to modify them a little bit to fly properly. This one I didn't really do much. I glued a little bit the carbon fiber rod to the wing just to try to add a little bit of stiffness, and then I've glued some carbon fiber rods along the servo rods just to stiffen them up for the ailerons. Other than that, there's no other additional modifications, and I'll get it in the sky right now, as this is my favorite model. So I hope you stay tuned because it flies really good, has really good flight characteristics. Thanks. Hello, just about to fly my 500mm F4U Corsair from Volantex RC. I bought this on kidstoyslover.com as well, fast shipping. I'll have it linked below in the description. They have good service as well. So, haven't really done too much modification other than set the control surfaces. But I really like the way this plane flies, and I wanted to show this. I wanted to show the way how I fly this plane. I plan on getting the Cessna as soon as I can. Let's actually put the battery up front this time. I've been testing whether to put the battery in the back or front. Have it in the back. So how I take off is I don't take off in beginner mode, I take off in mid mode, because you won't have enough elevator in beginner. It won't do enough. So I'm in mid mode, I go to about 70% throttle, and I take off with my left hand, so I have my right hand free for elevation and ailerons. So here's my throttle, I'm in mid mode, and I'm gonna take off. Doesn't help. I was filming, so a little distracted, but got up in the air without hitting anything. I'm now in advanced mode, which is 0 stabilization, and I'm flying at 50% throttle right now. So you can see, even though this is 100 grams and it's brushless and all that, it's definitely heavier. It can fly decently slow, especially compared to the 400mm available from the same company. Oh. Gotta add more throttle and less talking, maybe. Trying to fly a little low. Got lucky, thankfully. 50-60% throttle though, you could fly this slow, which is, I would say, pretty much the same speed as the 400mm. It doesn't feel any faster if you don't want it to be, but once I hit the throttle, you can see it's way faster than the 400mm. So I'm gonna go up a little bit and hit the throttle, and that's on 2S. 3S, it does not fly too fun, in my opinion. It's more of a headache. That was full throttle. Now I'm back to 40% throttle. And it slows down very nicely, considering it's, like I said, it's in manual mode. The only thing I've noticed, which I believe is either specific to my plane or to my remote, is that sometimes it seems like it takes an aileron. It takes a second for the ailerons to respond, which scares me and doesn't give full confidence inspiring, to be honest. But I've been working with it, and it hasn't happened so far since filming today. Back to lower throttle, doing a little pass. If you add throttle too quickly on the F4U, it seems like it will thrust down a little bit, I noticed. So be wary of that. You can start to pull slowly on the up elevator if you get used to it, and hardly notice it though. It's not super bad torque. Like I just did it right there, and I didn't go any more down. So this is slow flying right here. Let's do a 50% roll. I didn't increase the throttle or anything right there. I lowered it now though. So again, it slows down really nice, even though it's 100 grams and it's double the weight of the other one. Can do loops really nice. I like to power up until I get to the top and then power down. When I say power down, I'm talking about to idle speed. I'm not cutting the throttle. But it's really stable with all that extra weight. And I plan on getting the Cub very soon. Let's do a vertical climb. Whoa, didn't keep it straight. And it has plenty of power. Now I'm gonna come back down with a spin. Half a Cuban. I'm bad. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. It's pretty fun. Then slowing down to do a pass again. Batteries last me solid 7 minutes too in good weather. If it's really cold, you might get less battery life, is what I say. But exactly what I wanted in a mini Corsair, I finally have. Only thing I don't have is replacements when I eventually ruin this one. Other than that, I hope to keep this flying for a long time. And with the brushless motor, that's typically what I had problems with the 400mm version, was the motor going out. So hopefully this will last me a long time actually. I've been getting about a year of life out of the 400mm Warbirds myself before they're toast. But I feel like this plane could last a lot longer in the right hands. Quiet brushless too. I just noticed when flying by. So I got 11 seconds on my timer, so I'm gonna come in for a landing approach. That was all manual flight, except for the takeoff, but I'm going to switch to beginner mode to land. So you can see I'm in beginner mode, and I go to 50% throttle, and I go down, down, down until I'm reaching level. Now I'm lowering power, and that's how I fly my Corsair in front of my house. A brushless Corsair at that. So here you go. You can see Corsair is doing fine. You see I landed in the gyro mode. No modifications really. Very fun plane. Highly recommend. Like I said, I will have it linked in the description. Any questions, ask away. I could not recommend this plane enough. And other people who bought this plane so far have seemed to agree. This is the best 500mm they've released. This is more like than the P51 so far. So I'm very happy because this is my favorite plane. And thank you. Stay tuned and I will make more videos soon.